Hello students, welcome to Accounting 2401. This is Principles of Financial Accounting. My name is Mrs. Mercado and this is going to be a short lecture over week number 10 assignments. Now during week number 10, which runs from October 26th through November the 1st, we are going to be having your test number 2 over chapters 5, 6, and 7. As well as we are going to begin working on group project number 2, which deals with international financial reporting standards versus US GAAP. Okay, so I'm just going to provide a high overview of what to expect this particular week. Let me go ahead and jump in over to Blackboard. Remember week number 10, we're going to be having test number 2, and then you're going to begin working on your group project. Okay, so very important that you mark your calendars so you can be aware of the deadline or the window for your test number 2. Okay, so test number 2 over chapters 5, 6, and 7 is only going to be available from Monday, October the 26th from 8 a.m. all the way through Wednesday, October 28th at 11 p.m. So you have 3 full days to complete your test. Okay, you have 3 days to complete the test. You have 2 attempts within those 3 days. So let's say you try it on Monday and you get a 65. You can try it again on Tuesday or Wednesday whenever you feel like it, whenever you've studied, and take it again. I always keep the highest grade earned. Now, in test number 1, I saw that a lot of students did not use the second attempt. Okay, and they didn't do very well in the first attempt either. So if you're one of the students that is not doing very well, make sure that you go back, you review the content, and you utilize that second attempt to try to improve your grade. My recommendation is that if you don't get at least a 70% on the first attempt, you use the second attempt to try to improve your grade. Okay? So, test number 2, you're going to be seeing a problem related to sales-related and purchase transactions using a perpetual inventory system. So go back and review problem 5.3. You're also going to be having a problem similar to problem 6.5 that deals with periodic inventory using FIFO, LIFO, and weighted average. You also have to, you're going to have a problem similar to problem 7.3 that deals with preparing a bank reconciliation and its entries. Okay, each of the problems outlined is going to be 40 points, so that's going to be a total of 120 points on those 3 problems. Okay, you are also going to have 15 multiple choice questions, 2 points each. That's going to give you 30 points. So the total points for test number 2, it's 150 points. 120 points are coming out from the workout problems. 30 points are coming from the multiple choice problems. Okay, our review was made available last week, so you could start reviewing. You could reach out to me and ask questions. You can go back to your homework in Cengage and review the solutions and the feedback. Remember, only the solutions and the feedback are provided to those assignments that you completed or attempted. Okay, if you didn't complete them, you're not going to have any feedback to study. All of the content in your test has already been covered either in your homework or your quizzes. Okay, so it's just a matter of reviewing. Okay. So that is the first major item that needs to be completed, and I cannot stress it enough to please put this information in your calendar, whether it be on your phone, in your agenda, whatever it is. That way you know that the test is only available from Monday through Wednesday. Okay? No excuses, no makeups for missed assignments. We have to be responsible, we have to learn time management, and we need to be able to complete our assignments during the allotted time frame. After you are done completing your test, okay, and I say after because I don't want you getting overwhelmed or confused. First things first, during this week, Monday through Wednesday, I'm only going to focus on my test. Once I'm done with my test, then I can move on to the next part of the week, which is going to be to begin working on your group project number 2. Okay. Now, for the group project number 2, I have already included a member list. Now, these are all of the students that are registered for my course. Okay, I do have a few students that have stopped participating. They haven't been completing all of their assignments. They have still been included because they are still registered in my class. So it is very important that you reach out to all of your group members and that you establish communication. That way you can identify as a group, how is it that we are going to communicate? Are we going to create a WhatsApp group? Are we going to be doing it by email, by Zoom? Whatever is it that your team feels more comfortable with, you can make a decision, but you can establish communication. By the end of this week, by Sunday, you should have contacted all of your group members. Everybody should know what they should be doing. Everybody should have the contact information. So I have a total of 4 groups. Okay, these are the different group compositions for each of the groups. I raffled these out. So I basically put everybody's name in a jar and then I take them out and then it's random selection. Okay, so very important that you reach out to your group members, you identify, okay, what are the requirements for the assignment, who's going to work on what, how are we going to work on this together, when are we going to record the audio, stuff like that. Okay, so this is your group composition that is made available to you. Very important, please be responsible. If you have your group members reach out to you, respond timely. That way they know that you are going to be participating and they can include you in the distribution of the work. Okay, so that is the group member list. I also included the instructions, okay? And I'm going to let you all this week read over the instructions. Next week, I'll include an audio presentation, a little bit more detailed. I'll go through this in more detail. Just, read over the information that I'm providing. Here on the second part are the requirements. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 requirements for this presentation. Okay. The first requirement is to provide a history or background of International Financial Reporting Standards and GAAP. This can include an overview of why and when IFRS and GAAP were created, a timeline of its development, the decision-making process, etc. Surprise me, okay? Find good information about IFRS and GAAP and include it in there. Explain it in detail, okay? You also provide for letter B, the definition or the overview explaining IFRS and GAAP. Okay, this can include the purpose, the mission, the users, the structure, anything of that nature. Okay, letter C. Okay, and you're not limited to just these items. Include more things that you find when you're conducting research. That is why you're researching. You're finding, information that you think the audience is going to care about or that's interested in knowing about. Okay, surprise me. Okay, now letter C is super important. You're going to identify and explain 8 significant differences between IFRS and GAAP. Look at the keywords. Identify and explain. You have to explain them, not just list them, okay? These differences should explain how IFRS and GAAP accounting practices or principles differ. Do not include as a difference that one is rules-based and the other is principle-based, okay? I don't care about that. I want to know accounting differences, okay? I don't want you to include that GAAP is employed in the US and IFRS is international. That should be included in your presentation over here in letter A or B. That should be outlined in either of those 2 requirements, wherever you want to fit them in. That is just a basic fundamental information of these 2. Those are not significant differences. Okay, a significant accounting difference can be maybe how do they account for their inventories. Okay, how do they prepare the financial statements? Are there any significant differences between the preparation of the financial statements using GAAP or IFRS? I want to know accounting differences, okay? Explain how they differ, GAAP versus IFRS, and I need 8 of those differences identified and explained, okay? You're going to provide 3 reasons why IFRS has not been implemented in the United States. Please be detailed and includes facts and statistics. Why have we not included it? Okay, what are we saying? Why don't we think it's a good thing for the United States to implement it? I need facts and statistics as to be able to support your reasoning, your 3 reasons as to why IFRS has not been implemented in the USA. And then, does your group believe IFRS will be implemented in the United States in the future? Why or why not? And then support your reasoning with published data. Why does your group believe, yes, it's going to be implemented in the next 5 years, or no, we don't foresee it ever being implemented? I want to know. It's not I just think. No. Why do you think? What did you read or what did you research that you made you think a specific way? Okay. I want support of your reasoning as to why you are providing the position that you are in. Okay. The group project is worth 100 points. 90 points is coming from the presentation, 10 points from the self and peer evaluation. The requirements are very similar to those of the first project. I provided detailed feedback on the first group project. Please make sure that you review that feedback so you can apply it to this project. Having notes is very important. That was something that a lot of the groups missed in some areas. Your presentation needs to have audio embedded in the presentation. And I know some groups struggled because they were using Google Slides. And then when they recorded their audio and they downloaded it into PowerPoint, it wasn't coming through or things of those nature. Make sure that you work out all of the glitches and that by Sunday, November the 8th, when the project is due, everything has been corrected. I have one PowerPoint presentation that includes notes in every slide, that includes audio in every slide, and that satisfies all of the requirements. Okay, so I'm going to leave you so you can read through this. If you have any questions on any of this information, citing is very important. There's a lot of resources in YouTube or just Googling on the internet as if you're having issues citing or if you need some guidance as to how to add notes in your PowerPoint. Whatever works for you, there's a lot of resources that can be utilized to be able to get answers and get the project done. Okay, so these are the assignment instructions for the project. The project you're going to be working on weeks 10 and 11. Okay, the group project will be completed or should be submitted by no later than Sunday, November 8th, 2020 at 11 p.m. So you're going to have 2 weeks to work on this assignment, and I will not accept any late assignments. Okay, one submission of the PowerPoint presentation per group, and then every student is responsible to complete the self and peer evaluation. You don't complete the self and peer evaluation, you will not earn any assignment points. Okay. So that is basically the instructions. Read through them. These are the requirements that need to be addressed on your presentation. So I've provided you with the information about the project so you can begin working on it, begin organizing, begin contacting your classmates so you can establish communication. So the assignments that need to be completed this week are test number 2 in Cengage, and that is due on October the 28th. Okay. Wednesday, October the 28th at 11 p.m. And then you begin working on your group project, which is not due till the end of next week. Okay. So I am giving you enough time to complete your assignments. Okay. It's just a matter of applying yourself, staying organized, managing your time, communicating with your classmates. Make sure that you allot enough time to not only complete the assignment but do a thorough review of the entire project, of everybody's participation, everybody's work. That way, if you feel something can be improved on or changes need to be made, those changes can be implemented before the assignment deadline. Okay, so that is basically what's going to be happening on week number 10. Please make sure that you have studied and prepared for the test. 3 problems are going to be your focus, and those 3 problems have previously been assigned for homework. You're going to have something similar to problems that were assigned in your prior homeworks. You have 1 problem for each of the chapters. They are lengthy. That's why you are having 3 hours to complete each attempt. But by now, you should be able to complete those 3 problems with your eyes closed. Okay. You should practice before you attempt your test. Okay, so that is basically it for my lecture over over week number 10 assignments. Please, if you have any questions, I will not be answering any content related questions once the exam becomes available. But if you have any questions about the group project, anything of that nature, please contact me either during my office hours, or you can always send me a Blackboard message and I will try to respond as soon as possible. Okay? So that is it. I want to wish you all the best of luck on your test number 2. Next week, I'll resume with providing a little bit more in depth on your group project. So that way you can have a little bit more feedback on it. Okay, but that is basically it. Until next time, take care.